What do you do when you've got a luxury vintage car, but the original steering wheel, well, just doesn't do it for you? You know, I've often wondered. Apparently, you order a custom-made steering wheel designed to match the vehicle's interior. Well, that's a weight off my mind. I think I'll fancy one of those. From the plain original steering wheel to a one-off deluxe edition that's sure to turn heads as well as corners. The process starts with the original wheel, in this case a steel ring covered in black plastic with some leather trim. After slicing and chiseling off the covering, they file the steel ring clean because they'll be using it for the new wheel. They'll encase it within a plywood structure to increase the width and thickness and to create a substrate on which to glue wood veneer. Using a jigsaw and a bandsaw, they cut a front ring and a back ring out of European birch plywood. Then they mill the profile, including a groove for the original metal ring. Once the shape is finalized, they sand the surface smooth, so it's ready to receive the wood veneer. Veneer is made from a piece of wood sliced into ultra-thin sheets, called leaves. Here, they use consecutively cut leaves, so that the wood grain pattern is nearly identical. For each plywood ring, they take 2 leaves and tape them mirror image to each other. They insert adhesive where the taped edges meet and let it dry overnight. Then they lay the ring pattern onto the veneer and cut out the shape. Next, they notch the veneer ring so that it can fold over the ring's edges. After coating the plywood ring with glue, they center the veneer and tape down the edges. Next, they add a layer of protective plastic, followed by rubber cushioning. These will protect the veneer surface in the next machine, a vacuum press. Powerful suction draws the bag tightly around the materials. This locks the veneer onto the plywood substrate, forcing out any air that could weaken the bond. Each plywood ring is now veneered and ready to encase the metal ring of the original steering wheel. The workers apply glue to the underside of both rings and into the groove. Then they fit the 2 veneered rings over the metal one. They clamp everything in place and leave the glue to dry overnight. The next day, they remove the clamps and put the steering wheel in an oven for about 8 hours to cure the glue. Once the steering wheel cools, they file away any glue that's seeped out of the seam and sand it to a silky smooth finish. They protect the delicate veneer with 8 coats of resin, which is cured in the oven. Then they polish the surface with a series of compounds to produce a glossy finish which highlights the wood grain. With the perimeter of the steering wheel completed, they now cover the spokes and hub with fine leather. First, they glue the pieces. Then hand stitch them. They put back the original steering wheel's hub, then add the finishing touch, a veneered horn button. After all, when you're driving a luxury car, you might just want to blow your own horn. Now, if I do get one of these, I wonder if they do customised furry dice.